everybody, it's Audrey. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It's December already. Basically my most hated month. It's my birthday, Christmas, New Year's. New Year's don't really care about, except for the fact that I'm getting rid of the old one, which I'm usually very happy to do because it's usually something I want to forget. Coming to talk to you about the holidays, how you all are faring, how you're doing, how you're feeling, what's going on. Since I've started on the Seroquel, I've been feeling so much better, but because of my illness, I feel not that very goodly, and when you don't feel very goodly, you kind of brings me anyway down in the dumps. I think that's why a lot of comorbidities that I talked about last time go hand in hand with how we feel. I have an actual virus in my stomach. I actually went to the ER and spent another 3 days in the hospital from the last video, which has only been a week and a half in between the two. So the stomach bug is killing me. Not literally, but it's been really hard to get through and live with. I don't really see light at the end of the tunnel, so that's not helping my mood. I pray a lot, and it affects my mood more than I know. I have been getting more into a funk lately, and there's a couple of reasons. One, I hate this time of year. Hate this time of year. I know from a lot of my support groups and things like that, that this is very common. Holidays either bring up so many things. They bring up family, they bring up memories, they bring up memories of people who aren't there in their lives anymore, people who, may have passed away, or that you don't have your family anymore, or in my case, I have no one. So it's been affecting my dreams. I've been dreaming about my family like when I was a child, but now I'm an adult and I'm telling them no because what they were doing to me was wrong. And I just am having wicked dreams. I'm having panic attacks in my sleep because of my dreams. That's can be part of my dual diagnosis of PTSD, but I don't think I have PTSD from my childhood. In fact, I know I don't. I just keep trying to make things work, and I just have really no happy memories from my childhood. I wasn't beat. I wasn't violated in any way, but I was emotionally abused and stripped of feelings and having my own person, being my own person. And so as far as happy Christmases and happy whatever, what I did for my Christmases as a child is I tried to make it better for my brother and sister. I tried to make it magical for them because I was more of the mom to them than their own mother was. My own mother was. Try and make it magical for them. I tried to make it magical for myself, and it worked until I was about 5. I specifically remember, that was probably my happiest age was 5. My little brother had just been born and he was a baby, and so I was still kind of important to them at that point because I was the only child. No, let's see, I lied. When I was 5, my brother would be about 5 months old. He couldn't really do a whole lot, so Christmas was kind of focused around me being the child and whatever, and that's really the only fond memory I have of Christmas time this year. But I just want to tell you how I'm feeling, and I want to know how you're feeling and what do the holidays do to you. I know from a lot of my friends who are bipolar and have depression or major depression or just whatever it may be, even just seasonal affect disorder where it's cold outside and there's not a lot of sun, so a lot of people get just kind of gloomy anyway. And a lot of people just hate the holidays. And it may be because they have family and their family drives them crazy. And they tell me I should count my blessings because they don't have to deal with that. And in some ways that could be true, but it's actually awfully lonely. I have my husband this year and my children, but they're adults and they have their own lives and their own significant others, and so just kind of on my own. But I'm actually also working on Christmas, so that's okay though, because I didn't even put up a tree. Do you know what? I'm such a decorator person. I like to furnish things and make things nice, like my rooms and my house and my decorations and everything. And I can honestly say for the last year I did put up a tree, but that was a different circumstance. But other than that, I haven't put up a tree or been festive for a good 6 years. This is the worst 3 weeks of my life because it's my birthday in a few days, then Christmas in a few days, then New Year's. Once I'm into January, I'm golden. But basically from Thanksgiving till January 1st, it's pretty miserable. Like I said, I don't feel good physically. I feel ill. That doesn't help, although it's taking my mind off of other things. I'm just really kind of bitchy, like apparently not out loud because my husband hasn't noticed and nobody has really said, oh my gosh, you're in such a bad mood, because I'm pretty bubbly, and when I'm in a bad mood people know because I don't talk and I can be snappy, and no one has said anything to me, and I don't feel snappy. My hypomania is really calming down a lot, which I'm glad. So I hate this time of year because I have no extended family. I miss my extended family terribly. I don't know what circumstances I have put myself in or that has brought my life to this for the last 10 years that I don't have extended family. I miss my siblings so much. I miss my nieces and nephew, and it's hard. I miss my sister a lot and my brother, and they're important to my children, and my children have contact with them, and I'm so glad for that. But my siblings are good people, and it's hard to be alone. I turned 46 on Saturday and I'm alone. I have my husband and I have his family, but my family, we play cards, we play games, we play board games, we get together a lot, we eat, we laugh, we play, and it's just a different situation now. I'm very, very thankful for my husband's family, but it's just a different dynamic, and that's okay. It was just different, and I want to make my own memories with my husband, and I want to make my own memories with my children, and you know, relationships are really fractured at my house, like multiple fractures. It feels like 6 degrees of separation, which really there's now only 5 degrees of separation since Facebook. Did you know that? There's only 5 degrees of separation because of Facebook. I freaking deactivated my Facebook account because I was just so over everybody. And this time, you know, people will wish me happy birthday on Facebook, and you see everybody's family cards or family pictures on Facebook, and I just can't take it. I can't take it because that's not what my life looks like. And I don't even have people to fake it with. Like, here, let's all take a picture and pretend like we like each other. Like, I don't even have that. So, I feel very lonely, even though I'm not actually alone. I am so thankful for my husband, but sometimes I feel like we're floating out on an island and it's just the two of us. And he's very, very close to his siblings, but they bond over something that I don't. And that's okay. And so I feel very alone. I feel very lonely. I feel very sad. I feel mad. I feel mad that this is the life that I've created, because I know deep down somehow I'm responsible. I hate that the family that I created with my ex-husband is gone. I didn't like my husband very much. I wasn't a good wife because I didn't love him. But we had good family Christmases and we had a great family. There was a lot of fractured relationships, extended wise, in his family, but we all showed up and we faked it for a day and we ate food and we played games, and it was all about the kids. And now the children are grown and they have their own parties to go to and their own significant others, and I have no one. I mean, those relationships, my relationships with my children are by far from perfect. It is so painful to get through all of this without being as close to my children as I once was. It's not all the kids, but even one of them, if it's one child you hurt so deeply, I am hurting. I don't care about my parents, but I miss my siblings and I miss my children, and I have to understand that they're grown and they can make their own choices, and them coming or being around their mom who's not always predictable or impulsive or says, I don't know what I say, but Jesus God, I'm a very professional woman and I have one of the most professional jobs and I do well at that. And my husband says I'm the nicest person in the world, and I don't know why he says that, because I must not say the things that are inside my head about how I feel. I just know how I feel, and when he says that I'm wonderful and the girls at work say I'm so nice and kind and sweet, I look at them like, you just can't hear this radio tape that's playing in my head. I am not like that. I am miserable. I'm sad. I'm so sad. And, you know, I was hypomanic for quite a while, and I had a manic episode which was horrific because I journal about it, and I've gone back and I've read in my planner what I journaled, and I'm so ashamed. I've been very impulsive lately. I've been buying so much stuff just as a way of coping. Like, everybody has their thing. They drink, they spend, they gamble, they're hypersexual, they're whatever. My thing is spending, and I'm so ashamed of the amount of money I have spent in the last probably 3 weeks. I don't feel good. I go to the hospital. When I got out of the hospital, I go shop. When I'm in the hospital, I shop online. Every day the UPS man comes to my house. Every single day. And sometimes it's not one package, sometimes it's two. If he doesn't come, I think he's sick. Because when I was in the hospital, I ordered all kinds of stuff. Just got a whole bunch of it today. But a package comes every single day. And I'm ashamed that I make such impulsive decisions, but I just get in a store. Like, I went to the major city to see one of my specialists, my psych doctor actually, and I get in these shops and I'm like on a high when I'm shopping, and there is no stopping me. It must be what a gambler feels like when they're gambling, or a drinker. I don't know what it's like to crave a drink, but I rationalize I have this much money and this bill's paid, so I can spend this. Like, if I have $1,000 in the bank extra, for instance, I think I have $1,000 to spend. I don't think about saving it. I feel like all the bills are paid, I have to spend $1,000. And I get it down to $10. And that's how I make myself feel better. And it feels good at the time, it's euphoric. But I get home and my husband is like, who do you think you are? Like, why do you think you can spend so much money? And he's almost gotten to the point where he gives up, because I make good money, and in my mind, since I make such good money, I can spend my money how I want. Well, that's not really conducive to a relationship where there's two people, because I can tell you right now, if he did that, I would kill him. I would kill him. And my money's my money, and his money's my money, and I'm ashamed to say it, that's how I feel. And he's so generous, and he doesn't need anything. He doesn't even want anything. And I got him some things, and he was so happy. I love to give things. I give my daughter stuff and my stepdaughter stuff all the time. All the time. And it makes me happy. But he never wants anything. But even when I was spending all this money on me, and I spent money on him, it felt so much, it did feel better because I actually gave him something. But no, not today. I had to go to the doctor, and so I went shopping, and I called him first because I need help with impulses, being impulsive, because I'm very impulsive. And I'm like, okay, I'm at this store, I'm gonna spend this much. And he was like, okay, we'll see. And so of course I overspent by a few dollars or more. And he was like, okay, so there's that $70 in that bag, but more, plus whatever. And I'm like, yep. The best part of my day was talking to my daughter. She's away at college, they're all away at college, and she is very excited to come and see me, and I could just cry. And that should have been good enough for me today, but it wasn't. And I'm ashamed of that. But I'll do it again. I always do. I don't know how to stop. I'm going to have to work something out with my husband to stop spending. Do you know how many clothes I have in my closet with tags on them? I wear a uniform to work. I don't wear regular clothes. I'm agoraphobic. I don't go anywhere. I have the most beautiful clothes on the planet hanging in my closet, and I bought more today. When I'm home, because I work 3 shifts a week, I'm home. I don't really go anywhere. I absolutely do not socialize with anyone. I have no desire to. My husband has his thing that he does with his siblings, and I sometimes go with him, but I'm not from this small town. Everybody knows who I am, but I don't know who anybody is because I'm so-and-so's husband, and because of what I used to do at my old job, people know who I am. They just know me from that, because that's a bigger town, but it's not very far away at all. Like, I go get groceries there. That's how close it is. And I used to do things all the time, and now I just want to stay home. I am literally just a sad sack of a person. I feel motivated when I buy things. I feel motivated, and I rationalize it in my head that, oh yeah, you can buy this and you can have all these clothes because you'll go do this and you'll go do that. I don't. I want to, and I have to work with my therapist to do those things, but I don't. And this is the time of year where I get depressed. Every year. It's just wafting over me. Like the fog. Smog's a better word. I grew up in Denver, we had smog. So, I just want you all to know that my holiday season is a shit show of a time. And I hate it. And I would do anything to change it. I don't know how. Because the relationships are gone. At least from their end. I can forgive and move on. My family says they're Christian, but they don't act Christian. They hide behind their Christianity, that they're good people, when in fact, I'm so mentally ill. They won't help me. They won't be there for me. Not that they have to actually do anything, but just be in my life. And I'm not going to blame the mental illness. Well, I honestly don't know what I've done to my family. Not my parents, because it's my choice to not be in their lives. But I don't know what I've done to the rest of my extended family to have gone from being the golden child. I'm the oldest grandchild on both sides. All my cousins looked up to me. Everyone, my family was proud of me when I graduated college. My family was proud when I had my son, who was the first grandson on both sides and the first great-grandson on both sides. I had such a bright future, and now, if you would have told me back then my life was going to be like this now, alone on an island in the middle of the country, I would have said no way.